Hey everyone, and welcome to MountainCast.
That's not very audibly pleasing right there.
Well, it's not very audibly pleasing.
We got an ASMR in it.
Oh, we got it.
Welcome to ASMR. Here.
We only have one mic for this ASMR.
Would you like to hear me drink coffee? Fuck, that's hot.
Oh, that's some hot coffee.
Oh, that's so hot.
Those taste like Costa Rican beans. I do like a good bean.
I don't like how ASMRs generally don't do like a rich, creamy, like baritone bass voice. Instead, they opt out for like whispers and shit. Like, I don't know what it is about ASMRs, but
I do like a really nice raspy voice. I don't know what it is about it, but it's got like that certain grip behind it, like that. Like, oh, hold on, let me see if I can do it. Like hey, what's like? It's got that like nice, hey, how you doing?
Oh, a bit like that. Hey, how you like this?
Like,
It's all about love.
I mean, to be fair, I've really recently actually I watched a bunch of ASMR videos, just because I can, and I have YouTube.
It's cause you're gay. Don't beat
you
around
caught
the
me.
bush.
You caught me.
Not that there's anything wrong with
There's
it,
nothing
but
wrong with it.
clearly you've been in the closet too long.
It's been too long. But I was watching a bunch of ASMR videos, and I realized something because I put my headphones on because I was like, maybe I'm just not getting the point. I don't think I get the whole like the
sound
senses, like no, you're supposed to get like this tingle sort of thing, like down your spine from your brain, and like I totally know the feeling that they're talking about. Like I've totally had that feeling experience before. Like I get it when you listen to like a great song and you feel like those tingles run down your spine and you feel the song in your
like
core.
the goosebumps and
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that's like the intent of ASMR, from what I understand at least. But I don't get that when I watch it. I don't know.
I think it's actually, apparently there's a scientific thing that goes on inside of your brain that triggers something inside of your body to give you goosebumps. I think it's like more emotional people like me, who's a big wimp, and you,
Yeah,
wimp,
yeah.
that it allows you to be more emotionally connected to it. But personally, I don't think science can dictate the sound of being badass, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
But as far as like relaxing sounds go for ASMR, I much prefer. I got weird things like fucking like bones cracking and keyboards clacking.
Oh, dude, I love hearing my own knuckles crack.
Oh, it's so satisfying when you get all of them and all of
And
them
it's
have
just-
big pops. It's like.
Here's some ASMR content, y'all. Let me see if any fingers I got here.
You want to hear some
Here's
ASMR?
here's my pinky finger. Yep.
Here's the new
Other
style of
pinky
ASMR
finger.
with a smooth golden voice. Here's all of my fingers.
Oh, you did that all at once. I had to always do mine like individually because I like to pop them with my own hands.
That was a good one, actually.
I do it all like under my thumbs here.
Oh, like
yeah,
that?
like I just pop them by themselves.
Oh, it's too satisfying. It's like have you ever taken bubble wrap and just like
like
spun it and like
You know I've played with like if you haven't played
With
with bubble
bubble
wrap, I
wrap?
don't trust you as a person, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, people who don't play with bubble wrap are gross adults from Nicktoons.
Gross.
Also, Nick and I should say right now, welcome to the podcast.
We said that way earlier.
I know, but I just wanted to put out that right now we're using our own warm bodies for this. Don't expect any visual gags like me touching him.
We're just kind of
or,
filming it for the fact that we can,
Yeah,
more
because
so than the fact that we should.
and because you have no idea how relaxing this lighting is. It's
These
just
lights are like half of the best. Like it's the best part of this room, from probably like a non-filming standpoint. Like they don't look great when you change the colors on them for the camera, but when it's just like you're just hanging out in here, oh, it's the best.
like, you know what's funny is that the fact that I was supposed to live in this room,
That's true.
and honestly, I'm glad that I didn't because this is perfect.
Yeah, this was one of the best things to spawn out of just random things that I've decided to do.
In your apartment, it's a very nice apartment.
It's not the mid. It's like mid tier.
Yeah, I mean, especially for like the size and the location. Like you would expect it. Oh, it's a run of the dump, but this is like new floors, new carpets, good walls.
Well, did you know that that this apartment that me and mi hermano, if you will, that's Spanish for brother, y'all.
That's Spanish for lettuce, if you didn't know.
When we moved in here, this was like the most newly renovated apartment that they had.
That's actually what you're telling me when you first.
Because we're the only people in this unit that have a washer and dryer in unit, and so everyone else always comes up to us and they're like, "Oh, gee, I can't wash my clothes. Everyone else keeps on using the washer. I have to pay for it every time. Oh, gee.
My wife is deaf.
Oh, gee.
Oh, my dog
diddle me silly.
My dog is creeper."
And me and always just have to look at everyone and just be like, "Yeah, that's
white
same
privilege.
problems, you know. Same problems here."
Oh yeah, because they don't know.
I just don't want to be the person that like has to tell them either. I don't want to be like, yeah, our apartment's better than yours. Yeah.
When I worked at Noodles and Company, I got paid more than everyone else because the general manager at the time really wanted me because he actually wanted you too.
You told me that.
Yeah, so he paid me more, and I told the other employees. They got pissed, and he was like, "Listen, if you tell the other employees that we pay you more, we can fire you." And then I was like, "Oh no!" And then I looked it up, and like a bunch of lawyers were like, "No, they actually can't. You can legally do that." And I'm like, well, I got this. And before I went and did that, my stepdaddy, my daddy senpai, he by the way, Eric says hi, everybody. Eric literally told me to tell everyone that my stepdad says hi.
He would.
He sat me down and was like, "Listen, all right, yeah, legally you could do that, but don't, you dumbass."
Yeah, well, see, the only reason I don't like, because there's working as a server, people are always like, "Hey, how much did you make for tips tonight?"
And you're like, "Enough."
And it's like, I just don't like talking about it, you know? It's not like I'm ashamed of it or X, Y, or Z. It's just I don't like talking about how much money I make to people.
It's kind of sketch in a way. It makes you feel like
it's like, why do you want to know?
It makes you feel like they're scoping you out. Like, right. So what times do you go to bed and do you keep your door unlocked?
Yeah, which also for anyone listening, about 1 o'clock, and yes, I do keep my door locked, but I bet it's easy to lockpick.
It would
be a bummer if someone
were to break in and ravage his body.
Ravage my sweet little boy body.
His unconscious soul. Just lube before.
This skeleton that I have the audacity to call me.
Do you have memes pulled up on your phone right now?
No.
Jesus Christ, I thought we were professional.
Jeez, I'm sorry. I had the freedom. I had the opportunity. I had the flopportunity, and I took it. I took the shot.
Now you just flip. Oh, God, my stomach. Oh, God, my stomach.
Hear me out. New
I'm
movie. So American Sniper, great movie with Bradley Cooper. But hear me out. We make a remake of the classic story. We call it American Piper. It's about the Pied Piper.
Is he in Afghanistan?
Yeah, he's just playing the...
They're sitting there like, how far is the suspect? About 200 meters out. You think you could get him? Yeah, I think I can. He starts playing the pipe.
They start running.
Like starts skipping and hopping.
They have to cast him out of Afghanistan with his pipes.
Yeah, and like a bunch of insurgents are going in to like retake like a facility. And like as they're shooting down a facility and like killing civilians and stuff, they're like, "We need backup!" American Piper shows up and he dances across like the battlefield, and then suddenly like all the insurgents are like, all the terrorists are skipping around, and they're like, I'm not even going to impersonate, but they're going to be like, "What the f*** is going on, man? We're skipping. Our AKs are going everywhere. I can't stop skipping towards this man. Oh my God, there's snakes and rats and mice."
There's like an insane amount of crossfire happening between the two sides, and he's just doing a little jig between it all, just like Irish River dancing sideways, just as he goes across playing his little thing. There's just bolts flying everywhere.
That'd be great. What if even better?
He's getting closer. Run!
Even better. What if like right off the bat, like literally first 30 minutes of the scene after his character's established, he does his first Piper scene, and like after like the first 4 bars of whatever song he was going to play, like the second skip, he just gets pegged in the skull with a bullet and just lies over and dies, and that's the movie. And at the end of it, it's like at the end of it, it's the guy who played the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket, and he's like,
Full Metal Alchemist. That's
yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. He's like, what were you expecting? What were you expecting? Some pussy dick to come across the field, getting all those Charlies out of the way? I don't know. I'm not very good at impersonating him.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't think I'm actually good at impersonating anyone, if I'm being honest.
Oh, I can impersonate people. Go ahead, give me a celebrity.
Well, hold on, I can think of a good celebrity. No, I can think of a good celebrity. Hugh Jackman.
All right, Hugh Jackman.
I'm ready.
All right.
Here we go.
Well, Australians have this sort of like back of the throat sort of voice, but if we're going with a specific character like Wolverine, then I can do front of the voice, so he sounds like, "Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Jackman, lasagna." There, was that good?
Deep down in my soul, I expected it. But part of me was like, well, he's going into some detail right now, so just maybe.
That's what we call a bait and switch. That's what we call a bait and switch, my friend.
I'll give you some bait and nips. I'll fire some.
Okay, I can't do like any celebrity on the fly, but there's some that I can do. Like
I didn't spill any coffee.
Well, it's your house, so you know, that's on you. Like, continuing on my point, you drunk sack of shit.
Hey. We're both drunk.
And I said, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. I could do various characters, and I could do some celebrities. Like, for instance, I could do Gordon Ramsay, like raw. No, you gotta do better. You gotta go really back of the throat, like literally no nose. You gotta be like, that right there has been the best dish I've ever had if I was feeding it to a pig that I loved. So in which case, I'm gonna give that my highest regards of the trash can. It's raw. Like, you gotta go. It's not a perfect accent, obviously.
No, obviously it's.
Yeah, but it's working towards it. It's not like
something.
I really wish I could voice act stuff like that, but sometimes it's just like when you have like a specific type of voice, there's only so much that you could do. Like, there's very little options that you have when you have a very distinct sounding voice like mine. Like when you hear like a insert famous voice actor. When you hear Nolan North. Jinx.
Kiss me.
Every single time that we jinx each other, we're just gonna kiss. When you hear Nolan North, he really devolves into his own role. Like, he can be Desmond from Assassin's Creed. He could be Nathan Drake. You know, he can be one of the voice options in Saints Row the Fourth.
Nolan North.
You need to be yourself, Nolan. The real Nolan North?
Troy Baker's pretty good.
Troy Baker is very good. Phil LaMarche is identifiable sometimes, but I honestly did not know that he played Samurai Jack. I thought he was just like every black.
Samurai Jack.
I thought he was like every black character from every cartoon when I was a kid.
Deep down in his heart, he is.
Deep down, he is. But as it turns out, talk about whitewashing with BoJack Horseman. Phil LaMarche is over here playing a Japanese man. I mean, no one's talking about that.
That's true.
Though I do agree, Diane Nguyen should have been played by an Asian woman, but it's kind of too late right now, so they better kill her in the next season.
Yeah, which also is our biggest theory. For those of you BoJack Horseman fans out there, all you BoJack Horseman fans listening to the podcast today.
All of you BoJack Horseman.
We're gonna call right now that Diane Nguyen, Nguyen, if you will,
we're gonna call your mom.
Is going to die.
Oh, she gonna die
next season.
She gonna die.
There's been a lot of things that we have both seen and / or read.
So many
that I do
things.
believe include her death being a big part of it. I think that they're really trying to hint at it.
Yeah.
All
right, knock that shit off.
All right.
I'm gonna keep talking like this. You can go ahead and talk.
If you're gonna talk like this, I want to talk like this too.
Now you're just being southern. I'll get back to the voice acting thing, but yeah, Nick and I have fully accepted the fact that there is so many heavy hints in BoJack Horseman that the character Diane, who a lot of you don't watch, so we'll make it brief, is that this character Diane Nguyen, who's a writer who ghost wrote a celebrity BoJack Horseman's book, and she's been doing her best to be his friend. And in the first parts of the seasons, he was kind of in love before his worst enemy kind of married her. By all means, they should not be enemies, but BoJack is such a vindictive that they are. And by all means, he does not deserve Diane. Let's be real. But in the very last season, things are really devolving for Diane to where even BoJack's not in love with her anymore. And they're just friends. But now, at the very end, spoilers, not really spoilers, they're kind of enemies.
Well, yeah, I guess if you haven't watched it yet, spoilers, so like skip the next 30 seconds or whatever.
Put a timestamp on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. You're editing it.
I can figure that out, probably.
If I could write you a song. But, Diane essentially is portrayed at one point as Princess Diane, and, she, this is like when they're trying to be vague about her name and whatnot. There's a scene at the very end of the season, like the very last frame of it is her driving into a tunnel. She's literally lost everything. Lost her job, lost her husband, lost her friends. She pretty much actually has nothing. She's even lost her identity. I think it was also reflective off of how she's portrayed by Alison Brie, who plays Annie Hitler from Community.
There we go.
Yeah, from
James.
Community. Here we go. And she obviously, there's been a lot of like recollection and blowback from the fact that a white woman is voicing an Asian actress when Asian actresses get shit around a lot because they only play, ooh, I'm a ninja, ooh, I am a Siri actress.
Or having to be Rose from The Last Jedi.
Or having to be Rose from The Last Jedi, which is the worst role for an Asian woman ever to be.
I don't even want to know what that world is like, honestly.
It's not because of the position that it is, because it's clearly a high-up position in a AAA movie. It's just that, man, she is getting bullied so hard from it, but I really hated her character.
I did not like the character at the same time.
I don't hate her as a person, obviously.
No, I don't obviously, like, I don't hate her.
But
I don't even know her as a person, so, like...
Damn, that was the worst character I've ever seen in my life.
Like, dang, man.
I was so mad at her. I wanted her to die at the end of the movie.
It would have been, okay, it would have been a really great note. It would have been a really dramatic ending for the movie if either she or Finn...
died.
Who had died at the end and sacrificed himself for the... What is it? Is it just called the Resistance in the new movie? It's the Resistance, right?
Yeah, it's the Resistance, because Rebels
It is the Resistance?
Is it? It's I guess Rebels is copyrighted, so they got to do Resistance now because they're their own thing.
But either way, it would have been such a great, dramatic moment. Specifically, if Finn had just flown straight into that can and destroyed it for the sake of the Resistance, then that was the reason that they could have won the fight. That would have been phenomenal.
Well, see, what I figure is that kids are stupid, and kids want the good guys to win every time, but they want them to get close because they're like, I was so scared when Finn was gonna go die, but then he didn't die, and then the good guys won. The good guys won, and he kissed a girl, and I was like, and then I saw another kid just like me, and he picked up a broom with his hand, and he spun it in the air, and he fired it right into a sun, and it exploded.
That was like... That was rough.
Oh man, I actually got confused when I was watching that because I thought the ring that he was holding, I thought that was magnetic at first because I thought it was like he magnetized his broom because there's no way he could be a Jedi
Right,
because
there's no way.
that's a better explanation than the asinine explanation that he is more powerful than Anakin, and I don't know what fucking Star Wars executive added that in, but they need to get cholera.
The thing is that now every character that has ever been remotely tied to a Force user is now more powerful than Anakin and Luke Skywalker, the most powerful Jedi of all time. One is the most, probably, I would say canonically the most powerful Force user, Anakin Skywalker.
The most powerful Force user was actually that one dude that looked like an uncircumcised penis with a Fu Manchu from episodes 1 through 3 on the council.
Giadi Mundi?
How do you know that?
Because I'm a huge nerd. How do you not know that?
Because I'm stupid. I got donkey brains, Charlie. We've been over this.
Well, Anakin had like the high. As much as everyone hates midichlorians, I feel like the point they were trying to make with the midichlorian scene was that Anakin was the most powerful Force user of all time.
And there was evidence behind it.
There's evidence behind it. I think that's what they were trying to do. Is they were trying to be like, okay, there's like physically a reason why he's better than everyone else.
Yeah, but the cool thing about movies is that show is always more important than tell.
Yeah.
So, I feel like in Star Wars they could have made an example like he picks up a broom from the other side of the room as a kid.
Yeah.
Something like that to show that he has more midichlorians. Like maybe Obi or Qui-Gon Jinn could have like name dropped midichlorians or something like that very briefly, and then they just never brought it up again.
Yeah.
And then shown it somehow.
Yeah, shown it somehow. But furthermore to the point, Anakin goes on, becomes this great Jedi, all this stuff. He still has to train to be able to control the Force, to use the Force consciously.
Yeah.
To use it in ways that he can move things around, predict movements, do all the lightsaber fighting, XYZ. And then, in like episodes 4 through 5, or 4 through 6 rather, Luke has to go and he has to train with Yoda. And he has to do this whole big journey with Yoda. And then he goes and, oh boy, it's his first time using the Force against an enemy. It's Darth Vader. Surely this will go well. And he gets his ass whooped. And then, but then we have Rey, who goes against a trained killer.
And she's like, what's this fucking glow stick?
And then she hears the word Force and then immediately whoops his ass.
That makes literally... There's gotta be, like... And that pissed me off is because...
She's just too powerful. Sometimes I like to see the hero lose. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
In Force Awakens, they had an authentic...
Yeah, what up?
Nick slapped me for those who are just listening audio-wise.
He deserved it. For something.
Rey was being set up in Force Awakens to see who her real parents were.
Yeah.
And it was... Nick and I were actually, like, theorizing when it first came out, like... What if she was a reincarnation of Anakin? What if she was actually the child of a Force user that was unheard of from some bullshit Disney reasons, but is still powerful? But then they turn around and he's just like, "You know the secret about your parents. They were nobodies. They were nobodies. They were farmers." And you're like, "You fucking kidding me? That's not a plot twist. That's bullshit."
Yeah, well, they had two different directors from what I understand. Is that there was a different director on each of those movies. And that Rian Johnson just kind of was like, nah, I'm just going to do my own story. Whatever was getting set up here. And so it just was that just happened. Like, they were just like, yeah, we're not going to figure this out. Ugh. Which just doesn't make sense directorially, I don't think. Or story-wise, or a lot of things. Because honestly, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And I don't think I have as much against The Force Awakens as I do against The Last Jedi.
No, Last Jedi... Well, when I had genuine fun with Force Awakens. It had its moments.
It had its moments, right?
But Last Jedi had less moments. I did enjoy watching the Rebels.
I laughed openly at Last Jedi once or twice.
Yeah, that's when I had fun. We got to see... Captain Schnarko, who's played by the woman I met in real life. Gwendolyn Christie plays Captain...
Phasma.
Yeah, Captain Phasma. We got to see her be a little bit cooler than she was in the last movie.
But still, she was only there for like 20 seconds.
She was, but she was at least fighting and not, like, gulping as the heroes went and, like punched her nose off screen. I enjoyed watching the Rebels get their shit kicked in.
Yeah,
the Resistance. The Resistance. I enjoy the fact that the First Order is still whooping ass. They don't have a reason to, though. Which is cool, because, like, the Sith and the Empire in episodes 4 through 6, it's been canonically explained that they were actually prepping for an outer galactic war with a separate civilization that is so much more powerful.
Imagine if that was like the new series of Star Wars that we got was like this crazy war that like the rebels like weren't prepared for. Like they were the underdogs.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we defeated evil. Oh, shit, they may have had a point. That's actually kind of the plot of Fable 3. If anyone's ever played it, is Fable 3. is that you try to overthrow your brother, whose name is ironically Logan, and once you do, because he's an evil prick, he's like, fine, fuck it, you're the king. Oh, by the way, fucking seamstress told me that there's an invading evil force that's gonna come and kill everyone in about a year, so that's your problem now, buddy. Like, that would have been good. But instead, Disney had to... Well, I guess actually that's kind of the point of Star Wars anyways, was to sell toys originally. So we can't be mad at it for them trying to sell toys because...
But still, even then, like, even the prequels had so much more going for them.
They really did, actually. It's not to sell toys either. I mean, they sold video games for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Holy shit.
Star Wars video games used to be so good.
The Star Wars prequel video games were so much better than the original ones. Like, NES, fucking Dreamcast, Wabba Gabbo.
I mean, I feel like it was also hard to make video games back in that time.
Well, that's true. If they had the abilities, they probably could have made a good video game, but you can't tell me honestly that the people that would make like 180 different figurines of characters that didn't exist wouldn't try to stick their fucking money-grubbing fingers into like...
100%.
Yeah, if they lived now,
100%.
they'd be like, wait, you could just download apps and kids will just like download them and just
do it?
click on ads and make us more money? Are you serious?
Let's just do that. Let's just do that.
Let's just do that. Oh my god, money? Money? Money. 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 I'm so sorry for all you headphone users. That's your ASMR of a monkey smelling peanut butter.
The asthma, if you will.
Or a CEO smelling a high paycheck.
It sounds kind of like smear.
Smear.
Want to do some asthma?
I want to do some ass smear. That's what they call Jenkin, where you inhale poop fumes through a balloon. I had one more thing to say about Star Wars. I think that, honestly, it's ironic that in the prequel generation, somehow we avoided executive influence because George Lucas ruined it by himself. But somehow we got literally the best Star Wars video games of all time.
But see, it had sweet... That's the thing, is that I think it had sweet video games because it had sweet action sequences in the prequels.
Oh my god, the action sequences of the prequels were good. And the CG wasn't even that good, but the scenarios for the... well, they aren't the best. Like, Baby Driver and Redline and fucking Fight Club still hold good action scenes and whatnot.
Yeah. But, like, see, the original Star Wars had good action and all that because it got, like, emotional highs, even through, like, that's what the lightsaber combat was about in that, too, was just being, like, a piece of the dramas.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the prequels, it was like, okay, here's what, like, the absolute most powerful Jedi in the universe can do with a lightsaber against an army.
They actually used that as an advertisement at one point. I remember when I was, like, 10 years old.
I don't remember anything from when I was 10.
You were too high? There's an advertisement of a bunch of people surrounding like a CRT TV playing like old Star Wars, and it was like Luke gently touching his lightsaber against Darth Vader's, and I gotta say is an aptly like terrible scene to place because, you know, the originals are still fun to watch. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the wall behind them collapses, and past that is a new living room, and it has a big plasma screen TV, and it has Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting on the lava planet. What do they call it? Hoth?
Yeah, that was...
Mustafar? Must have been far.
Muscles far.
And they were all like, yeah! And I gotta say, that does actually kind of make a point, because that was probably one of the coolest fight scenes.
Lightsaber fight.
I mean, I don't like to give the prequels too many props, because
they definitely had their mistakes.
Yeah, they did. They had a gross, like, nubile fart monster on Tatooine in episode 1. And a very... Let's not beat around the bush here, alright? Not around the bush. That merchant on Tatooine in episode 1 was Jewish. He was a stereotype for the Hebrew people. And,
Watto?
Yeah.
Oh, Republic credit!
I mean, think about it. Like, big nose, dusty desert place. That's like racist Jewish stereotype 101. Yeah. Other than like maybe baklava? No, that's Greek.
I don't know enough about it. I was in a, you know, like how you go into those stupid little camps when you're a kid. their parents make you do.
Oh, yes, internment camps.
Yeah. I did one of those when I was a kid, and they called us Team Baklava, and I had no idea what it was. Honestly, I still don't, if I'm being like 100% real with you right now.
Oh, I can help you with that.
I've never tried it. What is it?
Baklava is the thing that you put over your face like a ski mask to rob banks.
Is it?
No, that's a balaclava.
Oh, okay.
Baklava.
I was like, that sounds vaguely right.
Baklava is an ancient, like, in Greek, Macedonian, like that sort of area, dessert that's composed of like these like little crackery bread and like honey in between them, and they're sort of layered on top of each other, and it's actually really good.
That sounds really good.
But if you get like proper baklava, then it's gonna be expensive. But we could actually go to Jerusalem in Denver, go down, and probably get some really good baklava from them.
I'd be really down.
Yeah.
Also, we still need to do that Europe trip.
Yeah, we do.
Which, I mean, I think we were planning on doing, like, later this year, anyways.
You know, funny enough is that when you brought that up, you wanted to do a Europe trip. You told me about it back early 2018, and you said we'd do it, like, early 2019.
Well, yeah, okay.
Well, where the fuck are we now, Nicholas?
Yeah, okay, but it wasn't completely my idea, but also the person whose idea it was, who we're not going to throw any names out there because I just ain't playing that game right now.
Ramirez.
What was that? Did you see that?
See what?
The camera do the thing. Our cameras and stuff didn't cut out. We didn't run out of battery in the camera.
I'm not totally suppressing a cough right now.
You're not suppressing a cough right now.
Yeah, so that happened. You know, Star Wars, 5 out of 7, good grade, good day.
It had its moments.
Good parade. I just want to touch upon a thing that said I've always wanted to, like, let's take that fishing line of ours. We're pulling out a fishing line, going to the lake of conversation. Oh, let's hope that we catch a previous conversation. Woo, we casted it. Oh, I got a biter. Let's pull back. Oh, we have the thing about voice acting we was talking about.
That's the sound of the fish.
Oh, it's a big one. He won't stop making noises. That's how we're going to put him on the mantle and make him sing rock and roll music. I was going to say that I've always wanted personally to be a voice actor, but it's difficult when you have a unique voice. I think that I was saying is that because there's people with indistinguishable voices, like of course the late and great Nolan North. He is not dead. I don't know why I said late. Yeah, I know. I'm just catching up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, Phil LaMarche, who's very, like, identifiable, but he's still good at his job. But there's sometimes you hear a voice actor and you just recognize them, like, immediately. And you're like, I'm not hearing the character they're supposed to be playing. I'm just hearing the character. Like when Danny DeVito tries to voice anyone, ever. And I love Danny DeVito. I love him to death.
He's
but
a good actor.
He's a fantastic actor. But whenever I watch Hercules, like, Horton hears the Lorax, all I hear is Danny DeVito. Whenever I watch One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I don't see a person in a mental institution. I see Danny DeVito. And that makes it very hard for me to get enveloped into the role. And my voice, well, my mom has a purdy voice from some purdy singers and some gruff Germans. And my dad sounds like a Looney Tunes character. So I get the halfway where I could be like, and at the exact same time I could be like, da 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 da. You know? So
yeah, I kind of get what you're saying.
I do have.
I don't have that personally, so like I can't directly relate.
Mm-hmm.
I can only sound so intimidating.
He could only sound like a Russian version of the Red Eminem. Go ahead, do your Russian Red Eminem.
Hello, yes, I am the Russian Red Eminem.
Oh my God.
I am not even doing a great Eminem accent.
What? Oh my God, is he here right now? Is that you? Is
that's
that you?
The Red Eminem, dude.
Oh my God, it's like he's here.
He's in the room.
He's in the room right now.
Wow.
Oh my God. Whereas
yes, I do like the peanut butter M&Ms, but I am the regular milk chocolate.
I am not the caramel. I am not the caramel voiced by a David or whatever name is Tobias Funke.
I am not what's the pretzel M&Ms? I love pretzel M&Ms.
Oh, the one that's like neurotic and like on crack.
I haven't seen that commercial for.
Where he's like, "You guys, I have a pretzel inside of me." It's really weird. But the caramel M&M is voiced by I can't remember his name right now. The guy who voices or who plays Tobias Fumke in Arrested Development.
What is his name?
David.
Cross?
David Cross, yeah. Someone Cross, whatever.
Yeah.
I screwed up the name for Tyler Perry earlier, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's just life.
Yeah, that's life.
Am I dying?
You might be. You need to stop vaping.
Oh, no.
Your dad had to quit his job for your vaping. Your mother is worried sick. Oh, Muriel. Muriel. Oh, Muriel. See, like, I can do voices. Like, I'm not a perfect accent man, but I did study a little bit of them.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I know how to make at least a proper British one. It's only if my donkey mouth would be able to create it. Like,
you and your stupid donkey mouth.
I know how to do a bit of an Irish accent that's not too terrible, and sometimes I can make it a little bit slighter so that it sounds a bit like I moved here from, I don't know, like Galway, and moved to, like, I don't know, Denver, something like that. Like, it sort of sounds like I think I know what you're doing.
Sure.
But if I really, really want to have it on here, I can do that. It doesn't sound too insincere. It's, you know that there's a bit of over-enunciation on some things that just doesn't sound no right. But, hell, even that no didn't sound right. But then you go ahead and do like a southern, like a real thick one.
Boy.
And, I mean, for us Americans, it just sounds like right.
Well, now, see, yours sounds like a bit more like
Well,
like a deep south. Like yours sounds more like maybe Louisiana.
Well, Louisiana is more like, oh, say something, big dog.
Well,
Who's gonna know? Who we your
See, I'm so southern I don't care to recognize various different regions properly of the south.
Well, yours is more like a Texas, where it's like,
Yeah, I got that nice Texas going on now, boy.
and I killed you before, sort of like Texas.
Yeah, boy.
Whereas, like, all I know is from The Office, from the one episode I actually gave a shit about because The Office is too cringy for me. And I don't like using the word cringe, but I physically can't watch it without hurting. And we'll talk about that in a second. But I learned from Ed Helms that Georgian accent sort of melts over the mouth like sweet molasses. Like you sort of have to hold out your lips like this. And I'm like, Ed Helms, you are a very good actor for portraying a man who is not a very good actor.
We clapped for this one, right?
No,
Are you sure? I feel like we did.
we did not. We
Okay,
just
cool.
jumped into it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay. Well, that happened. Briefly, let's talk about The Office, and then we'll talk about Logan Hub.
Yeah. I don't know. Everyone obsesses about The Office, and don't get me wrong. I like it. It's not a bad show.
Yeah, but
It's
I
not-
like it.
By
I
no means am I
don't
going to
love
go out
it.
of my way to pick it, though.
No.
It's just like, I don't know. Also, it's one of those things where I've just seen so many things of The Office just online, whether that be Facebook or something over on like Reddit or something. Someone just posts something stupid.
Yeah, like on the Dunder Mifflin like subreddit that somehow
Yeah.
gets to the front page.
And I'm just always like, I've seen this so much now, I just don't care.
And that's the other thing is that when I first started watching JoJo, people posted so many JoJokes or JoJo references that I knew somewhat of the plot by the time I started watching it.
Right.
David Bowie is a gay vampire,
Right.
and everyone's trying to kill him, and for some reason he keeps coming back. And I was partially right. Partially. And now I obsess over that show. But whenever people post Office memes, like, I don't know anything about that show.
It's like, at this stage in the game, it's like the most generic meme right beside SpongeBob memes. SpongeBob memes.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Going to go watch that SpongeBob. Alright there, Barker. Yeah, it really is. It's like it's the go-to. It's a fallback meme where it's like I could take any screenshot from The Office that has a relatively like at least relatable or funny quote and be like situational. Like when Dwight steals your cake. Hey Dwight, that's my cake. And like screenshot The Office right there, and bam, I got 10,000 imaginary points on Reddit.
Which I want those imaginary points. Like, don't take them with your stupid Office meme.
Which I hate to say it, but that's kind of already like a JoJo meme where it was like when you wonder why that rock has an electrical outlet, and it's just Joseph pointing at.
Saying, I wonder why that rock has an electrical outlet.
Yeah, when he's pointing at Mariah's stand, which is a electrical outlet that can be placed anywhere that shocks people. Oh, it's the funniest. But when it comes to The Office, it's... I don't know, it feels like a cutaway. I don't like a lot of subreddits, especially the gaming one, but the Dunder Mifflin one, they try hard to piss me off. And The Office itself, there's maybe about, maybe about like 20... episodes out of all like 100 and buttfuck million that they have, or let's scale that down a little bit. There's only about like 10 of them that I like out of the entirety of the actual amount of episodes, and that's just not enough for me to enjoy a series. It's like Bob's Burgers.
Did your shoulder did you just get tasered specifically in your right arm?
No, I dislocated it. Every so often I have to flex my muscles. I don't know why. It's a compulsion.
Just make sure that they're still there.
It's almost like, yeah, literally.
Like, still.
It's been so long since
Still activated.
It's been so long since I've worked out that I'm like, I gotta flex. Or else I feel like they left me. I feel withered.
You're doing like a calibration check.
I am.
Make sure everything still has a good response time.
I think the funniest flexing noise I've ever heard was Oni. When he was doing the doodle dudes and he's drawing the one man doing this and he was like, yeah. If I ever get buff again, that's the only noise I'm going to make while
just go around.
Yeah. Hey, Peter. So original point is that, I was going to say, I also do not like Bob's Burgers.
Anymore? You used to love that show.
I used to. However, there's something that I came to realize that a lot of people don't, is that I hate Louise, I hate Tina, and I hate the fuck out of Bob. No, Jean's fine with me, actually.
Oh, okay.
Bob's wife, Linda. I hate
I get
Linda.
that.
So if I married Linda, if I had swapped consciousness with Bob for one day, I would fucking do him a favor and end my life. Oh my god, Linda is a fucking nightmare, and she's a nightmare to other people. She is not as bad as Tina, though, because Tina doesn't realize how much that she just ruins the rest of the family's lives by just existing and not realizing that her existence is miserable.
Don't get me wrong, I get why Tina's a big role model on the internet. I just wish she wasn't.
Yeah. I get why she's relatable to some people who view themselves as awkward teenagers who weren't, not everyone...
Not popular, not necessarily
didn't have any other friends other than their family.
Traditionally attractive.
Yeah.
I think that's a great term.
Yeah, not traditionally attractive, though I wouldn't even call her attractive to begin with.
Yeah.
I scale this back to if I was her age. I would be no. If I was... I also hate the character Jimmy Jr. I think he's dumb.
It's a good character to hate.
Yep. But if I was insert generic male there, and I ever had a slight crush on Tina, well, there's got to be something wrong with me. But then again, in high school, I did not date a lot of, winners, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's one for another episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more in another episode. But speaking of things we want to talk about in this episode, you want to talk about Logan Hub in this episode, yeah?
I did, yeah, because we've got
we've got 15 minutes about.
Yeah, roughly. Let's try to shorten it a little bit. We don't want to waste your time. You're probably off eating a hot dog or something. We'll go back and talk about Bob's Burgers.
It's easier to just do it to an hour. Nice even point.
All right, let's talk. I am actually very glad to see that Logan Hub is going, and that's controversial opinion of the never, because not a lot of people are going to be spitting out their coffee, so I'll do it for them right into the boom.
No, it was Logan had Logan Hub, like it was like we were saying earlier, it was a good starting point. It was a good place to learn, like what we do well and don't do well, and what to focus on and how to do certain stuff.
What editing practices work best, what trends work best. During the end of it, we, like every single video that we made during the end of Logan Hub, like all of 2018, 2019, I was so incredibly proud of. So proud of.
We did really good work, but the thing is we weren't getting it didn't pick up anything. Which, I mean, that's going to be one of the rough things with this channel is like we're starting up again and it's going to be a while till we really probably start getting going. Well, if we got big really fast, that would be dope too.
Oh,
but it's probably not going to happen.
What if we what if you posted 3 videos and then automatically boom, 100,000 subscribers
out of nowhere,
and you're like,
that would be awesome, honestly.
The president comes and old Obama comes and visits you, and he's like, "You got the T-shirts?" And they say, "I wish I was high on pot news," and I'm sitting over here like, "I wish I was Mountain Time. I'm just Logan Hub instead." No, we personally up as far as the channel goes because
it was on us. It was on us.
We should have kept going for 2016. We had such a good chance because of the growth that we were getting.
Well, it was just like every time what happened, I felt like at least there would be some thing that happened and we wouldn't be able to film for a week, and then the next week something would happen and we wouldn't film for a week, and then we just wouldn't film and we would just stop altogether.
Because we just lost motivation. Because, what's the point? Afterwards, we were just, a bunchy, whiny, late 10s college students. And the motivation that we have for that is, bouncing between actually doing school and emotions in our testicles. We were manstrating pretty hard. And on top of that, Luke lived, as you all remember. I don't think you've ever seen him on screen. No, I'm kidding. You see him all the time. Luke lived 60 miles away from us. He lived an hour's drive away down in Denver, and we had to go to him if we wanted to film. And of course we wanted to film all the time, but that was now I got to do that for work almost every day. So
yeah, after you drive a while for work, it does become weirdly normal to drive for 30 minutes to an hour regularly.
I just listen to podcasts, but going down to see him was such a curmudgeon in our life, if I'm using that word correctly, that we just didn't want to, a wedge, there we go. And when we did really good work, and it worked out well, and by all means, I have great memories in that house, and I kind of wish they still owned it, because, man, if I could go back to that house...
That place has a lot of memories.
It's got some good memories. I'd only want to visit, though. I don't want to, stay there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Are you done?
I'm so sorry, headphone users. It just turned out that we were also in a bad place in our lives because, as some of you may already know, I have terrible attention deficit disorder.
It's true.
It's so bad. I get that doctors like to over prescribe kids with you can't sit still, you need Ritalin. No, it's just a kid fidgeting, whatever. But I'm I can't do anything without it, and it makes it so hard to get my meds.
It's honestly one of the craziest things to watch because I still remember the one time that we were in chemistry together and you came in and you weren't on your meds and your eyes were just bugging out the whole time.
Yeah, he's seen it. Dude, next time a doctor tries to give me sass because he's oh, you're just getting it to get high, I'm going to bring you, and you're going to be no, doc, listen, he can't be my friend anymore if he doesn't get his meds. I don't want to hang out. He's the opposite. If he doesn't take his meds, he turns out into a fucking junkie. He's wigging out and shit. He's falling asleep. He's shaking. He can't talk right. His skin is pale. All of his clothes aren't on. He's missing teeth. So I can regrow my teeth when I take my Adderall. But I didn't have that in 2016, surprisingly enough. Literally all of the popular parts of Logan Hub, I wrote that and I acted it out without my Adderall, and it was the hardest on the planet. My brain was hurting at the end of it. And it wasn't a migraine or anything. It tickled in a way. Like, I really had to put a lot of energy in, and then when we weren't filming, I'd just, like, space out. And I didn't have, like, a crutch like alcohol to help me. If anything, I had weed holding me back. I don't do that stuff anymore, thankfully. Just for me personally. I don't give a shit if anyone else does it. But it was really rough time for me, and Luke, well, it was a hard time for him, we'll leave it at that. And neither of us were just able to do it. So by the time that we tried to rebrand and make...
we tried to do Internauts.
Yeah, it was really just like a snowball idea suggested to us by a film student.
Honestly, I was going to say, in a way, for what our intentions were, this is almost like the more ideal Internauts, if you will. Mm-hmm. This is like... Because the entire idea behind Internauts was we do what we want to do. We film the kind of content we want to film. And this is kind of what that is. That's kind of what Mountain Time is, at very least in base concept.
Yeah. The only problem was that when we did Internauts, not only was the rebrand alienating everyone who subscribed to us last year, it was also we put ourselves on a strict schedule that we all planned out, and we were like, we're going to film a sketch this week, then we're going to film this video this week. Logan, I need you to write this, and Nick, I need you to write this, and then we're going to film it, and then we're going to film it, and then we're going to film it. And when we started doing that, I still was not on Adderall. I already decided to stop doing the heebie-jeebies. Thank the Lord.
See,
now I'll just do Jesus.
I also feel like having a more free-form content style is going to help us specifically out a lot. Because scripts are nice.
Yeah.
Scripts are good. But I feel like we have good banter, and I feel we got good banter.
We got cheeky banter.
We got some cheeky banter.
Alright, mate, we got some cheeky banter.
But and I feel like that's just a nice element. And like I was saying, scripts are great and all, but just some banter is just nice every now and then.
It really is, yeah. Like, we do have a lot of funny conversations, to be honest.
We have a lot of funny conversations.
And I don't think that we were able to keep up on the schedule for Internauts like that, but Mountain Time, we know so many YouTube channels that don't have a schedule like, new videos every Thursday, 6 o'clock, guys, I just wanted to, it was kind of like Logan Hub, like, Luke and I, when we first started out, we're like, alright, we're just going to upload a video, at least try to make it twice a week, and it doesn't matter which day, it's just as long as it's twice a week. We kept up to that, but it's not like the world was going to fucking end if one of us missed a deadline, whereas Internauts didn't feel like that. Internauts had like a lot of pressure going towards it.
Internauts was like, if you missed something, Luke was like, ready to kill you.
Yeah. At the end of it, it was just like, I think we were all just man-straighting.
Well, and it's all about like there's that whole quote that's like, whenever you do, even if you do something that you love, it's still a job. And I get that, and I understand that I'm not going to having to stop working.
Yeah, but we're good at this work.
But we're good at this. This is something that I feel like we could do really well for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I would love to see this go somewhere. That would be awesome, and that would make me feel a lot better about investing in this channel. But...
Yeah, you know what they say, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. So I've elected to stop breathing for the rest of this podcast.
Or actually do that for free. That's smart.
Alright, I'm seeing blue. Yeah, I would love to do YouTube for the rest, but we are also starting in a period that's so difficult.
It's hard. It's rough on YouTube right now. It's
not impossible, though. I've seen YouTubers, like, I was one of the, or rather I shouldn't be so selfish, senpai. Well, technically, no, I found him. And then I suggested him to Luke, and Luke did not get his comedy at all, and then we ended up being embarrassing in front of him when he saw our video. But Gus Johnson...
Luke doesn't like Gus Johnson?
Luke does not like Gus Johnson. He just doesn't get his humor. But I love Gus Johnson. Gus Johnson is so funny. I want to meet him someday, actually.
That'd be awesome.
I want to go to...
Gus Johnson, watch this video. Come say
please.
hi to us. Be our friends, please.
We'll have to go to you, actually. Your schedule's probably pretty big.
You'd probably do more than we do.
That's what I want Mountain Time to be. I want it to be so big that we could go meet, like...
I want to meet all the cool YouTubers.
I want to meet all the cool YouTubers. I want to meet Will It Blend. I want to meet Fred.
And I want them to want to meet me as well. That'd be a nice like two-time thing.
I want Smosh to meet me. Ray William Johnson. I want
Ray Willie Jimmy.
I want to meet the Numa Numa guy. But all
Is he
out.
still alive? I mean, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be. But...
No, he died in Iraq.
Oh.
All right, maybe I'm gaslighting you on that one.
A moment of silence for the Numa guy in Iraq.
Numa near, Numa far, wherever you Numa are. Fucking, I want to meet in all actuality, I would like to meet if I had like a dream list over YouTubers I would like to meet, Oni NG,
That'd be awesome.
Super Mega.
Yep.
While I'm no longer as big of fans as I was when I was a little bit younger, because I was fans of them when they first started, I'd like to meet the Game Grumps.
That would be cool.
Yeah, like I literally subbed day one when they were old JonTron, and I would also like to meet JonTron, but it doesn't mean that since I don't watch them that they don't have a special place in my heart. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
I'm saying. Fucking, who's a YouTuber that you would like to meet?
You see, I would love to meet.
Oh, Churdleys.
That's what I was about to say.
And Oliver Tree.
I would love to meet Churdleys. I would love to meet. I love Cody Ko.
Oh, Cody.
I love Cody Ko on Vine. I love his YouTube videos. And you knew that I knew one of the people that he did a video.
Yeah. You showed me that Cody Ko made a video about someone.
Her name is Claire. Yeah, I did a show with her when I was in middle school, which is wild. I had no idea I even knew her. I saw that video a while ago, and then I was talking to this acquaintance of mine that we were talking about all life back then. And he was like, have you seen this video about, she made this video? And I had no idea what it was about. He showed me, and I was like, I didn't recognize her at first until he showed me a picture of her back in the day, and I was like, oh my god. Wow. So she's doing this now. This is where her life ended up.
It's weird to see where high schools are ending up, and now we're ending up.
Well, that was like middle school, I want to say.
And also, I wanted to say, because we got like 3 minutes left, maybe about one before we do an outro, is that another reason why I want Mountain Time to take off is so that we could stick it to everyone else. Because the most famous person that we currently know right now is that woman, and currently an alpaca who is a porn star now.
Dude, there's an alpaca porn star?
There's an alpaca porn star.
Honestly, like, I don't know if we can ever beat that. That's honestly the pinnacle.
It really is. And poor alpaca, because, god damn, you do a show with a live alpaca, and you're like, I want to touch her fur. And then you see
her lawyer comes up and is like, hey, she has demands.
And then yeah, she like goes and like you see a live large alpaca mammal on a casting couch, and they're like, here's some money, girl. Show me what you could do. And she just gets railed, and then she cries at the end, and you're like, I didn't realize alpacas can cry.
100%.
Yeah, I don't want to see like an old former classmate / alpaca like get railed and then cry. That's traumatizing. Like, in an alternate universe, she's like a fucking scientist. And now she's just getting railed for money on camera for her family members to see and crying about it. That's traumatizing.
We're all somewhere in our hearts.
Well, I mean, I'll do it for free. I'll send the video to my family members. It's just that some people are cut out for it, and some people will cry on camera.
Are shut out for it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
But that looks like it's about the end of the MountainCast number one.
Number one, so much fun. Title of the episode.
Much fun. Make a pun about my
lick my buns.
Hey, nice idea.
Won't that be fun?
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. We got other links to our video, our other social media.
Honestly,
please check out our Patreon. Subscribe to our Patreon. Yeah, because that would help us
Climb
out a lot.
up the mountain. We'll talk about you in a future episode.
Wow, we'll
Climb
give you a
that
shout out once we have people that
give me $1. I could use it for a hauler.